Shalawam, this is Hadassah Saiwan returning with another exhortation, and this is a different kind of exhortation because I will still be going into scriptures and stuff like that, but this here is a caution that I am sending out, a warning to the brethren, because I know that we are living in some very difficult times and there's so much going on around us. But we were warned that these things are going to happen and they're going to keep happening and escalating until the birthing. And that birthing will be the regathering of the southern kingdom. In the meantime, we as the brethren, we need to be aware and cautioned and alert and know the truth. We cannot allow ourselves to be deceived because in your heart you feel, I'm tired of this, enough is enough, I just want to get out of here, blah, blah, blah. I know. I can relate to all of that. You understand? I can relate to those feelings. But at the same time, you still have to be diligent and watch to see what's going on out there and try the spirits. When someone comes to you with a word, or you go online on YouTube and what have you, and you're watching a video, you try the spirit. Okay, they're speaking through that person to see whether or not they're speaking on behalf of the Most High or they're speaking on behalf of the enemy. I was just watching, well, actually I wasn't watching it because I've seen it before, but I was reading the comments because I love reading the comments. And forgive me, I must apologize ahead of time for all the noise that you're going to be hearing in the background. Can't be helped. I'm still away from my computer and my makeshift studio, which is quite sound proof to some degree. But I am residing here temporarily in a room that is in the middle of downtown Amman in Jordan. And it's so noisy. It's noisy from morning to morning. There's never a time when it's not noisy. Oh my goodness. So, the Father's work must go on. I can't let anything deviate me from doing his work regardless. And hopefully you can ignore the distractions in the background. But going on to what I was saying, that, yeah, I've seen this video before, and it's funny because, just from looking at the person, sometimes you don't need to listen too much to what the person is saying then to understand that this person is not of our brethren. This person is not speaking truth. Even if they give you 5% of truth, you weigh the balance. Yes, we are not infallible. We are subject to making mistakes. But that mistake must be minor compared to the truth. But if a person is speaking a lot of lies and they give you 5% of truth, don't think that you have to absorb everything that this person is saying. All right? Because that's how Satan is. Remember when Hamashiach was tested after the 40 days and 40 nights that he had fasted? Did Satan come to him with, quote unquote, a lie? No, he came to him with the word. All right? He came to him with the word. He quoted the scriptures, but he quoted them out of context. That is the lie. That itself is a lie. Okay? And even the way how he structured his question or his statements in the form of a question to bring doubt to your mind, that in itself is a lie. So someone will come to you with the truth, but they structure it in such a way that it produces doubt in your mind. Remember when Adam and Hawa were in the garden and Satan went to Hawa and said, did Alahayam truly say blah blah blah? And what did Hawa responded? How did she responded? Okay, so this is the way how Satan works, and this is how his agents work. This is how they operate. They will come to you with something that sounds like truth, but really and truly it plants doubt in your mind. Those kinds of people you stay away from. You don't absorb anything from them because it's all polluted. It's all corrupted. All right? So I was listening to this. Well, once again, I wasn't listening. I've listened to them. I've watched this video before and kind of whizzed through it just to get the gist of what this creature was saying, because that's what it looks like, a creature. Just look at the eyes. Come on, people. All you have to do is look into the eyes to see whether there's light or darkness. And I can see it. I look into that creature's eyes and I see darkness. And then it's confirmed what's coming out of their mouth. All right? It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure this thing out. But the problem is, if you are overwhelmed with frustration and you are hoping and desperate to get out of the situation that you're in, yes, you will want to believe the lies. Okay? You will want to believe the lies. And this is what I am cautioning our brethren about. So I'm reading the comments. And although this video was posted a month ago, people are still watching and commenting. Thankfully, quite a few of our brethren are saying, okay, this doesn't feel right to me. She doesn't look right to me. Things that she's saying, they're not even biblical. Okay? They're not biblical. She's not even bringing scripture or prophecy or anything. She's just saying blah, blah, blah. He's the father. No, she's saying that ships are coming. She's not saying the father. She's saying ships are coming. And when the ships come, along with it will come reparations. And then it's time for the people to leave. You have a choice. You can leave or you can stay. You can't stay and collect reparations. You have to leave in order to collect the reparations and spend it wherever you want to go. And some people say, yeah, you take me in a ship somewhere, next thing you know, kaboom, it's up in smoke in the middle of the ocean. Right? And yet there's still some of the brethren in there like, oh, well, the Most High can protect us even on the ships. And even if they plan to destroy us, he can still protect us. Like, seriously, you really, really, really don't know the Most High. And this is the issue that has always been with our brethren. All right? They don't want to believe in the Most High, where it takes them out of the realm of logic. All right? Our brethren was like that in the wilderness. They saw the miracles and still they couldn't believe in him because they had no faith. You think somebody can come and tell me to get on a ship and I'm going to give you $1 billion and I'm going to go? Am I that stupid? Have I not learned my lesson from what our forefathers have been through and what they've done and what came upon them? This is the reason why we're in the mess we're in today. This is the reason why we have no land and we're scattered. All right? Fighting amongst one another. This is the reason why. Because we have not learned from the past. We have not learned from the mistakes our forefathers have made. What will it take for us to sit up and pay attention? What will it take? Enough is enough. And no wonder the Father is tarrying. He's given us ample amount of opportunities and chances and time to get it right. Because when he passes his judgment, on the southern kingdom, no one can say we didn't know. No one. can say that he was unfair, because he's given us time. He's given us the word. He's given us Ruach HaKadosh. He's given us his son. He's given us everything we need to get it right. But our people still lust after money, after prosperity, after the things of this world. All right? They still lust. And we need to move away from the lust of this world and embrace the Most High. And the only way you can embrace the Most High is through his son. Can't do it any other way. The Father is getting ready to regather his people, but he's allowing us to be sifted right now. And the caution that I want to send out there is to test every spirit. Test the words that you hear. Don't take my word for it. Go to the word yourself. Pray and ask him yourself. All right? And trust that instinct within you when it tells you something is wrong. Trust it. The devil knows that his time is growing short. He does. And he knows that he has only a little time to corrupt as much as he can possibly corrupt, and to cause people to be drawn astray from the word of truth, from Ruach Olamath, the spirit of truth. All right? Now I'm going to read to you from 1 Peter chapter 5, and I'm going to start from verse 2. All right? Because even during the time of Peter, even during the time of the apostles, they were aware that there is much deception afoot. And the deception is there to try to draw us away from the Most High, to draw us away from the truth, to draw us away from deception, to draw us away from the lies. Right? Satan loves to sugarcoat lies to make them seem sweet to us. If anything comes to you that is sweet, your chances are it is from him. Because these are our times of trials right now. These are the times where the Father is sifting us. And we're judged all the day long. So things aren't going to come to us wrapped up in a gift basket. No. This is not going to happen. Not now. So if you see a present at your door and it's all nicely wrapped and gift wrapped with a bow and all that nonsense, it is not from the Most High. That's not his style. Look at the life of Hamashiach. Look at the life of the disciples. Look at the life of all his servants that served him 100%. And tell me, was it easy? Did he cause things to fall in their laps, or were they always in pursuit of truth, in pursuit of him, and he in turn covers them and protects them? He wants us to be in pursuit of truth. He wants us to be in pursuit of him. Yes, the enemy will try to come and pursue us, but he's got our back as long as we are pursuing the truth. But we're looking for an easy way out. And there's no easy way out. Not in this day and age. Not now. There's no easy way out. So let's look at 1 Peter chapter 5, starting from verse 2. Feed the flock of Allah Hayam, which is among you, taking the oversight thereof, not by constraint, but willingly, not for filthy lucre, but of a ready mind. So they have some people that have their channels and whatnots, and it's all for filthy lucre. They call themselves prophets, apostles, teachers, and what have you. All right, and they're speaking lies because all that they're doing is for filthy lucre. I was watching, and this is a Gentile, by the way. This is not one of our brethren, but this is a Gentile. But this just goes to show how these people operate. This person comes across as this sweet, innocent kind of person, you know, the way how they talk with this high-pitched voice and so sweet, you know, like sugar, right? We know what sugar does, right? Sugar rots the teeth. But this person was coming across, oh yeah, you know, and they're one of the rapture people. And off and on, I kind of, because I look at everyone and I look at everything. I don't comment. No, that's not my place. I'm just there. I'm here watching, right? I'm here watching the horizon to see on both sides, the Gentiles and our brethren, what's going on, right? And this creature now, this person, it's a female. All of a sudden now, you saw, because I would notice in the last, well, I haven't gone back to that channel anymore. I just like forget it. Definitely this person is a plant. They're fully in satanic worship. They are most likely into witchcraft of all levels, right? Because of the things that they're doing, right? And the things that they're promoting. And even the people that are in disagreement with what she's doing, they're still hanging in there, hopeful that she's going to lead them to the truth. And yet this one is living in sin and displaying the fact that she's living in sin. And then comes the way how she's presenting herself now, half naked, before her video in front of her viewers. And I'm saying, okay, enough is enough. I am just deleting. I'm never going to look at this person's channel again. I look at all kinds of channels. Don't get me wrong. Right? I want to hear what they're saying. I want to hear what they're teaching. It's not torment anymore. I am just mildly amused at this point in time now. But I just want to know what is going on in the world. You can't be cut off. Right? You just got to be sensitive to know, well, enough is enough. You just cut this person or persons off and then you just move on. But this is exactly how the devil works. He comes in slowly to draw people in, and once he's got you hooked, then he will cause you, he will use that person then to really show their true colors. Because at the end of the day, people are already trapped and mesmerized by this person. All right? And this person, on the other hand, what they're doing these things for, one, because they're agents of Satan, and two, because of filthy lucre. They're doing it for money. All right? A lot of people that have channels, it's not about giving you the truth. It's about making money. And so what they do is they tell you what you want to hear, because sin is a broad way. So whatever you say that is sinful and evil and wicked, it will attract somebody. In fact, it will attract many people, because many people out there living in sin. But they think they're living in righteousness because they call on Jesus, they call on Christ, they call on this and call on that. They think they're living in holiness. But they are trapped in sin. And so they're trapped under these people who are guiding them farther and farther away. In fact, they're already in darkness, but farther into more darkness. All right? But here Peter is speaking to the brethren and warning them to feed the flock, but not for filthy lucre. Right? Our payment that the Most High has for us is waiting for us. You do what you have to do. Yes, you may be poor. You may be living from paycheck to paycheck. You may be living hand to mouth kind of thing. But if you do his work, when it's time for you to get paid, you'll be well paid. All right? Verse 3. Never as being lords over Allahayam's heritage, but being examples to the flock. So he wants us to be examples to the flock. He doesn't want us to lord over each other. And I know there's some brethren out there that have the Hebrew Israelite camps. They love to lord over each other, especially women. The Father never said to lord over a woman or try to control her. No. But at the same time, some women, they like to lord over men and control men. So there is a definite imbalance amongst our brethren. And that delicate balance can only be achieved through the true worship of Allahayam. No other way. Verse 4. And when the chief shepherd shall appear, you shall receive a crown of glory that fades not away. So he's wanting us to understand. You're not doing it for money. You're not doing it for position or power or control, to control other people, but you're doing it for your crown of glory that will be given to you by the chief shepherd. And this crown of glory will never fade away. Money will fade away. Everything else will fade away. Even the heavens and the earth will fade away. But he said, my word shall not fade away. All right. Verse 5. Likewise, you younger, submit yourselves unto the elder. Yea, all of you be subject one to another, and be clothed with humility. For Allahayam resists the proud and gives grace to the humble. Humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of Allahayam, that he may exalt you in due time. Many of our people, they don't know what it is to be humble. They think humble is looking sorrowful and talking slowly, but that's not humility. All right? That's not humility. Humility is a aspect. It is an aspect of who Allahayam is. And to acquire humility, you need to acquire him. The reason why many of our people don't know how to be humble is because of pride. There's false humility, which is still pride. So they're walking around trying to look all humble, but it's false humility, because look at the way how they treat one another. Look at the way how they try to exert themselves. They want to be seen as a leader. They want to be treated like a leader. Heaven forbid if you don't bow down to them. Okay? That's not humility. Even if you're a leader, you're the chief leader, you should be washing your flock's feet. Excuse the noise in the background. I don't know why they do that. But this is what Hamashiach did. And he is the Son of the Most High. And what did he do? Did he not wash the feet of his disciples who were his servants? Yeah, that's humility. Did he grumble and complain? He did it with the gladness of heart and with joy, because he knew what he was doing. He was cleansing his sheep. And he was being an example to his sheep. Because the same way how Hamashiach washed the feet of his disciples who became apostles, I'm sure they washed their disciples' feet as well. And they humbled themselves. They were a humble people. All right? Verse 6. Humble yourselves therefore under the mighty hand of Allahayam, that he may exalt you in due time. We want to exalt ourselves. We want to, I think I said exert. I think that's the wrong word. I'm sorry. We want to exalt ourselves because of the feeling of inferiority. All right. When a person is insecure in themselves, they will try to exalt themselves. They will try to exalt themselves before others. Give themselves some high titles, some big titles. and they will create rules amongst themselves to say, well, as I'm the leader, you can only speak to me through this other person. You know, like in some of the Hebrew Israelite camps, they don't allow women to speak in public. They don't allow them to speak before the congregation, right? Those are the kind of things. That's not humility, because that was never the plan of the Most High. Yes, he used men in the past, and he used men when we were in the wilderness and when we were in our land, but that was because men were the warriors, women were the nurturers. We had to nurture the family, because if the men are out warring, who's going to take care of the family to make sure the babies grow up to be strong men and strong women to carry on our genealogy? But he never intended for men to exalt themselves over women. He never intended for men to lord over women, to control them. Yes, we are the lesser being because of what Hawa did. That is written down in Bara'ashayath chapter 3. Okay? He made her beneath the man, lower than the man, but he never intended for the man to lord over her. She is still the helpmeet, meaning the woman is still the helpmeet. And women, because of their inferiority complex, they now want to lord over men and emasculate their men, their menfolk. So it is a terrible thing that has happened amongst our people. And what made it worse were the enslavements, especially the last enslavement that we're still reacting to, we are still hurting from. All right. But he himself will exalt his people in due time, casting all your care upon him, for he cares for you. Verse 8, be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walks about seeking whom he may devour. And I know we also call Hamashiach the lion of the tribe of Yahweh. He is our king. But there is a lion who is a king, and then there is a lion which is a liar, which we know is Satan. All right? And he walks around as a roaring lion because he likes to talk a lot. He likes to flap his gums a lot. He speaks strong words, persuasive words, powerful words, that even the very elect would believe him if we are not careful. Hamashiach warned us, did he not, to be careful? But he's walking about. He's not in one place. He's not omnipresent like the Most High. He needs to roam the earth. And he goes back and forth, roaring, flapping his gums, speaking all kinds of evil words and deceptions to draw us away from the Most High. Is this the plan of the Most High? Well, if he wanted to, he would have destroyed the enemy a long time ago. But Al-Hayyam, he had already laid out what was going to happen and what he will permit to happen and what he will not permit. And he is permitting Satan to do this. Why? Because Satan's being used to sift the sheep. Who's going to believe him? Who are you going to believe? Whose report are you going to believe? Are you going to believe in the Most High, Hashaddai? Or are you going to believe the deception, the lies that are coming out of the mouth of the enemy? Who are you going to believe? At the end of the day, it is what is in your heart, the desires of your heart. So if your desires that are in your heart are for the world, you're going to believe the devil. You're going to believe the false prophets, the liars, the deception, the false leaders, the false preachers, You're going to believe them. But if your desire is for the Most High, you will believe the Most High. All right? Verse 9. Whom resist steadfast in the faith, knowing that the same afflictions are accomplished in your brethren that are in the world. But Elohim of all grace, who has called us unto his eternal glory by Hamashiach Yahawasha'o, after that you have suffered a while, make you perfect, established, strengthened, and settle you. To him be glory and dominion forever and ever. Amen. No, did the Most High say that he's going to stop the roaring lion from coming at you? No. He said for you to resist. Resist the devil and he will flee from you. And when you learn to resist the devil, that means that your faith is being strengthened. Did he not say that he will make you perfect, established, strengthened, and settled? This is what faith does. When you resist the lies and the temptations of the enemy, it is building your faith in Elohim, Yahweh. And this is what he wants from us. To be a faithful people. Strengthened only by his word, by his truth, nothing else. But we are so easily drawn astray because we don't want to give up the desires of our hearts. Oh, the Father put it there. He wants us to desire to get a good job, to get this, to get that. These are the things of the world. Says, when does he tell you to desire getting a good job? Desire getting a nice house? Desire. Those are superficial things. He wants us to desire him. And all these things he will add to us. Because if we put those things first, then those are the things that we're going to worship. And definitely we will not want to let them go. When it's time to let them go. When he says to his people, it's time to move out. I'm regathering you. Are you willing to let go of your house? Are you willing to let go of your job? No. Because those things are the desires of your heart. They are your idols. You can't serve the Most High and mammon too. No way. Those things are mammon. Okay, let's look at Matthew chapter 24. We've been in this many times already, but let's take a look again at it. Verse 10, chapter 24, verse 10. And then shall many be offended, and shall... Actually, let's start from verse 1. Let's start from verse 1. And Yahushua went out and departed from the temple, and his disciples came to him for to show him the buildings of the temple. And Yahushua said unto him, See you not all these things? Verily I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of your coming, and of the end of the world? And Yahushua answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you. That is the very first thing that Hamashiach warned his disciples. And his disciples passed that warning on to us today. Take heed that no man deceive you. Why? Because men, and when I say men, I'm not just talking about males, but men and women, people, will be used as agents of Satan to deceive us. All right? For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Hamashiach, and shall deceive many. Many are going to come saying that They're the son of the Most High. Aren't there many people out there claiming that they're the son of the Most High, walking around in white? There's one in Australia, in fact, several in Australia, one in Philippines. So they call themselves actually, they call themselves the Son of God. They don't call themselves the Son of the Most High, but they call themselves the Son of God. There are many false prophets out there calling themselves Christ. Now there's one amongst our brethren as well. He calls himself, and he dresses in white and gold and silver and what have you. And there, many of our brethren, our people, they bow down to him. I think at one point in time, he even calls himself the Holy Spirit. You got to be aware of these people. Come on now. Anyone calling themselves the Son of the Most High, or they call themselves the Holy Spirit, or what have you, you got to be aware that these people are deceived. They are deceived, and they're deceiving you. Now, whether or not they are true agents or willing agents of Satan, they're still agents. It doesn't matter whether voluntarily or involuntarily. All right? They're agents. Anyone coming to you and say that they're this, and that, and then if you smack them, they'll feel pain. Right? Not saying that Hamashai didn't feel pain on the cross. He felt pain, but he rose again, and he could have healed himself. He could have done a lot of things. He could have called on his Father to get him down off the state, but he came to do that. That was the purpose for him to come to the earth. All right? But these same people, they're going to die. All right? They're going to die. How can you call yourself the Son of the Most High and the Son of, well, if they call themselves the Son of God, I guess that's okay. Because Allah is not a God. But the fallen angels, they're gods. So they're calling themselves the sons of the fallen angels, which are actually Nephilim. So you can look at it that way too. But we know what they're intended to say. That they are the Son of the Most High. When in fact they can never be the Son of the Most High. Right? But they're worshipped by people all around the world. Especially that one in the Philippines. I saw a documentary about him amongst others. And he's living in a mansion amongst poor people. All around him is poverty. But he's living as a super rich person. And yet these poor people will give them their hard-earned money. Because he says he is the Son of God. But that's Japheth's children. And we are not concerned about them. Right? We're not really concerned about them. But it's amongst our brethren as well. All right? It's amongst our brethren as well. Be very careful. Anyone proclaiming themselves to be this, and that, and they don't have the works to prove it. All right? Show me a miracle. All right? Open the eyes of the blind. Cause the dumb to speak. Raise the dead. Prove to me that you say that if you say that you are the Son of the Most High or the Ruach HaKodesh, prove to me. Don't just come to me speaking words. Anyone can say anything. But prove it to me. And even after they prove it to me, I still have a very difficult time believing it because I know Ruach HaKodesh, he is not a physical person. He is not a physical person. He is a spirit. The only person that manifested themselves in human form was Hamashiach when he walked on the earth. Even Abba is a spirit. Although he projects himself in visions as a man. And so this is the proof that we need to go by and not allow ourselves to be led astray by these deceiving spirits, because that's what they are. We're in the last leg of the race now. We're in the last leg of the race. There's something else that I'm going to share with you after I'm finished reading this. Okay, let's read on. And you shall hear, actually, let me stop there, verse 5, and let me skip down to verse, well, we know we're going to be hearing of wars and rumors of wars, and he says not to be troubled. Okay, let's read that. And you shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that you be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So I know right now we're hearing of wars and rumors of wars and more rumors of wars, and it's escalating. And people are like, oh my goodness, it's going to be the end of the world, and what's going to happen? They're getting all worried and worked up. Did he say to get worked up over this? No. He spoke it more than 2,000 years ago for our benefit today, so that we would believe him and believe in his words. So even after all of this, if people are still doubting that he is the Son of the Most High, then there's definitely something wrong with that person, because he spoke this more than 2,000 years ago. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. And these are the things that we will have to endure, the southern kingdom. But we will not have to endure much longer. All right? We will not have to endure much longer. We are now at the time of sorrows. And these sorrows are the birth pangs. All right? The birth pangs. Let's go down to verse 10. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. And we're seeing that especially even amongst our brethren. All right? But it's going to get worse. All right? And many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many. And this is what we're seeing especially today. Many false prophets. It doesn't matter if they call themselves a prophet or not. They're prophesying, saying they had dreams and visions and all these different things. They may not call themselves a prophet, but they are false prophets. And what is a prophet? A prophet is someone who speaks on behalf of the Most High. He gives that person a word, and he tells the person to go and speak this word to my people. That's a prophet. And these people are speaking on behalf of the Most High. And all they're doing is misleading the sheep and deceiving them. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. And again, we're seeing that happening even today. It's increasing. It's been happening before. Listen, all this started even way back with the apostles. But we have seen it increasing at an alarming rate. And there's a reason why. Because our regathering is near. Verse 13 and 14. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations. Then shall the end come. So the end is speaking of the end of the world. It's not talking about our regathering. We will be regathered before the end comes, obviously. But what he's saying to us here, if we endure to the very end, the same person that endures to the very end will be saved. We're not saved yet. We're only saved after we're regathered. Now you can say, I'm saved. And this is where I want to lead this next thing to say to you, is that there are some things that are going to be happening next year. All right? As we have seen this world and the evil in this world escalated this year, it is going to increase even greater next year. greater than you could ever think or believe. When you thought that you've seen evil at its worst, then they will come and surprise you to see how much darker and how much more evil they can become. And on top of all of that, there's going to be an increase of persecution. You're going to find that things are going to come against you on every level. Before it was, okay, dealing with some tough things at work, but no, it's going to be on every level, every tier of life. All right? And the reason why is because there's the birth pangs are increasing, so that the birthing is on its way. And what is the birthing? The regathering of the southern kingdom. That's the birthing. All right? The regathering of the southern kingdom. Because the next stage for things to happen is for the northern kingdom to be awakened, and then for them to go through their persecutions, then to be regathered. And they're not going to be awakened while we are still here. There's a method to the Most High's plan. And that method is he's dealing with the southern kingdom first. He's putting us through our time of trials to sift us. But that time is going to come to an end very soon. And my caution to you is, as things start to heat up for us, you may want to escape it. You may want to run away from it. And in running away from it, meaning the persecution and the tribulation and what have you, you are in fact running away from the Most High. Because He is there to guide us through to the very end. And He wants us to go through it. Can't run away from it. Can't escape it. You gotta go through it. I'm so sorry I got cut off. My phone rang and I got cut off. Technology. Oh my goodness. And not only did it cut off on my, not only did it ring on my telephone, but it also rang on my iPad. Anyways, let's get back to what I was saying. So, so we were talking about what's coming next year. And this is the reason why I'm doing this, because I can feel it so strongly in my spirit that there is going to be some serious things that we're going to be going through next year. So, yes, we might think that life was difficult this year. Well, next year, if you're not prayed up and praised up, then you're going to find it quite daunting. And I just want to encourage you that now is the time to seek the Most High. Now is the time to pray and fast and praise and be strong in His Word, and not just knowing a scripture or scriptures, but also know the truth, know the Word within its context. The only way that you can do that is through Ruach HaKodesh. So you have now to spend time with the Most High. Otherwise, you will be swept away. We all will be swept away by deception. Right? And I think I will stop here, because I think I've said all I needed to say. Just again, to encourage you, don't run away from the trials, don't run away from the persecution. You just call on the Most High and let Him help you through it. And He will. Just call on Him. Call on His name. And He will come and He will guide all of us through the persecution and the tribulation that is before us. It's not there to destroy us. It is there to promote us. The Most High is allowing it because He is ready to promote us. And the ultimate promotion is our regathering. So what do you prefer? You prefer to stay put and not go through anything, but then when the judgments come on the earth, no, that's not going to happen anyway. No, it's not going to happen. Either we're part of the regathering or we're not. And if we're not part of the regathering, then the Most High is going to destroy those that are not part of the regathering. Okay? And this fulfills the word that He leaves none behind. And this is how He's going to fulfill that word. When our forefathers were in Goshen, He left none behind, because the ones that didn't want to go, He destroyed them there in Goshen. And this is what's going to happen through the 3 days, in the 3 days of darkness, where those, because He already knows who belongs to Him. And that's what I'm saying right here, right now. We have the opportunity to repent of our sins and make the wrong things right by worshiping Him and turning away from the pagan gods and pagan worship. But if we persist in continuing on and listening to the deceivers out there and allowing ourselves to be deceived, then when He sends those 3 days of darkness, then we will for sure be destroyed during those 3 days. The people in this world would not know what has happened to us except the ones who will be regathered in the fullness of everyone's vision. Everyone will see us when we fly. Okay? And then they will think, well, maybe they all went. But that's not so. He's only regathering a remnant, and the rest that are caught up with reparations and all these different meaningless things, He's going to destroy in the 3 days of darkness. And so the world will have a lot fewer Negroes, because the ones that are left are Canaanites, they are Edomites, and they are Africans. All right? They're the sons of Ham. So they're going to remain, because they're going to go through the judgments on the earth. But the Negroes, the greater majority of those people living in America and the UK and the Caribbean, you're going to see, the world will see a definite diminishing of our numbers, especially in the islands, because the islands are small and many of our people live there, because that's where we were taken as slaves. So that's when the world now will come up with their own little narrative and say, yeah, the aliens took them. Good riddance to the slaves. No, they will, because they already did a movie. I don't know if you've ever seen it. Forgot what it's called, Space Traders or something like that. Yeah, they already have a narrative planned. So that movie was done back in the 80s, I believe. And that's the narrative that they are going to go with. That's why today they're talking so much about aliens and spaceships and all these different things. Before, they were denying it. Now they are claiming, yeah, we do have spaceships visiting the earth. I wonder why they're here. Right? And a lot of it, believe me, it's going to be hologram. I don't know if you've ever heard of Project Blue Beam. Um, these are the kinds of things that they are planning. I saw another little clip that someone showed this hologram. I think this was in Japan somewhere. It's Japan or China, one of those places, because they're really advanced with their technology, right? And this hologram, you see a portal opening up and you see a demon reaching with its hand into what would be our environment and beckoning us to follow, to come through the portal. And then it showed a few other things, and I said, so that's how they're gonna do it. Right? That's how they're gonna do it. They're gonna have these holograms to help deceive the rest of the people on the earth into thinking that what had happened were there were aliens that came and took them away. Hey, look, they're coming back. Let's show you how. Anyways, I think that's it for now. That's just my thought for today. And I'm going to end with the blessing for Yashua. And allow me to say that the blessing for Yashua is taken from Bamadabar, which is the book of Numbers, chapter 6, verse 24 to 26. I've been saying Debarayam forever. And my apologies for misleading you. I was misled myself. I misled myself because the Barayam is almost close to Bamadabar. All right. So the words sometimes sound so similar that if you're not careful, you can substitute one for the other. So this is taken from Madabar, which is the book of Numbers, chapter 6, verse 24 to 26. And it's Yabarakak Yahweh wa Yashamarak. Ya'ar Yahweh Panayo Alayak wa Yahanak. Yasha'a Yahweh Panayo Alayak wa Yasham Lak Shalawam. And I will say, Shalawam, Shalawam. All praises to the Most High. Abba Yah.